Hello, Sims. Today is Tune In Tuesday, and today we're going to talk about living a queen's life. Today, in our Sims topic, we want to elaborate on the educate, encourage, empower, and connecting queens that we are trying to do in this movement.
So, during our research, we came up with 12 essentials that we thought was very important in order to live a queen's life. Researchers often say that we accelerate the aging process if we smoke, if we eat poorly, drink heavily, don't exercise, and are overstressed. In order to successfully age, we need to measure both quantity of years and quality of life. Not simply breathing, but retaining vitality and enthusiasm, enough to make life well worth living. So we're going to talk about the 12 essentials that we did our research on. Number one is going to be get regular medical screenings. How often do we not go for those pap smears, those breast examinations, those mammograms, those pelvic exams? They are very important in order for us to maintain a healthy life. So therefore, preventive screenings can catch deadly yet avoidable diseases such as heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes. Number two is going to be get regular exercise. Getting regular exercise improves every measure of good health. It adds to strong relationships and longevity of your life. How much exercise you need varies according to your medical history and fitness. Even mild exercise, because a lot of times I don't like strenuous stuff. Mild exercise, such as walking 30 minutes a day, can really help lower blood pressure and stress levels. As my partner had said the other day, since she started her healthy journey, she don't take all that medication for, what was it, blood pressure?
Yeah, high blood pressure, for my sciatic nerve, back problems. They said a lot of things like this is going to be for the rest of your life. You're going to have this issue for the rest of your life. I retained so much fluid. I was in a size 9, but my original shoe size was a size 7. And so even though they were putting me on medication for that, it was not benefiting the cause. And so it was like, okay, well, this is just going to be something you have for, the rest of your life. And so one day I decided, as I was taking my son to track, he's very athletic and trying to juggle 2 children that were 3 and under, and make sure that I see him and do what I need to do for him was taking a toll on me. So October the 1st, I made a declaration, y'all. I made a declaration to myself to fight for my life. So I went to the doctor and I told her, I said, I want to let you know I'm here today to challenge your degree. And she was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I said, today I make the decision to take my life back. And I don't want to be on any medication anymore. So I was on about 7 medications. Anybody that knows me know I had like a whole pharmacy in my purse. And so
Yes.
I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. One pill for another pill that was for another pill was interacting with that pill and this pill too. And I just felt bad. And so I decided that I didn't want to live like that anymore, but I did want to live. I wanted to find my best life and live that queen's life. So October 1st, y'all, I made that declaration. I contacted my trainer, who so happens to be my dad, and I told him, you know, I need you to save my life. And he's been doing just that. I've been at the gym probably 5 to 6 times a week. I'm down 40 pounds and on no medication since October
Woohoo!
the 1st. Yes. So I am all about healthy Queen's life. And now the other day I got told that I probably didn't understand something because I was 18. So, not only did it shed pounds, but it put some more youth on me because I'm not 18. But if I look it, that means something is going right. So, it definitely has, its perks, its benefits. I can play, ball with my kids. I can run around with those little ones that have so much energy that it's ridiculous. And it's not even the fact of the weight loss, because I still have a lot of weight to go. I'm still on my journey, but it's the confidence. You couldn't get me to take no selfie, get in no picture, want to be in front of somebody. I was one to hold my head down because I didn't feel like people saw me. I felt always the one that people forgot. And I felt like this was my saying. I was fat, black, and ugly. And so now I know that not only, am I not fat, black, and ugly,
You're beautiful.
but I am beautiful, and I appreciate the confidence that has been instilled deep down and pulled to the root so that I can continue to reach out to other queens on how to, get those tools. So we're passing tools out around here.
And I just want to add to that, you have to find what worked for you, because what may work for somebody else may not work for you. So you just have to find the tools that's beneficial to your healthy journey. So we're going to move on to number 3, and that is to stay mentally sharp. Anything that challenges your mind, like staying engaged at work, doing crossword puzzles, that's what I like to do, strategy games, reading, dancing, especially line dancing, because you have to be mentally focused to keep up and learn all those steps to those hundreds of different line dances. That can really challenge your mentality. You can take music classes, even debate, and just conversation keeps your mind sharp. And as the years go by, if you keep using that mind, you'll be sharp as a whip, like my grandma used to say. But you need to use that mind. You either use it or you may lose it. Partner, you want to add anything to?
Yes, that's definitely something. Another thing that went right along with the life changes that I had, and started to to exercise, was to get healthy mentally, because I had so much mental damage that it was making me feel like I was losing my mind. I probably was losing my mind. But when I said I had to fight for my life, I meant that in every aspect of the word, fight for my life. And so I had to understand that mentally, I was worth, something. I was, worth love and unconditional love. Or I was worth, somebody hearing what I had to say. I did have talents, that could take me places, and I do have the ability to be better. But I tell you what really made me wake up in my mental change was a tragic situation that happened to me. I have a daughter. You guys who know me know her. She's a diva, by all aspects
Yes.
of the word. But she
She
really,
runs things.
yes, she really helped me go through some life changes, because I have 4 children, and in every single one of my pregnancies, I was always put down. I was pregnant with my oldest son. at 18. And in my day, that was like having a child at 13, 14. Schools didn't have nothing for you in college, and, your parents didn't have nothing for you. The community didn't have anything for you support wise. That was an absolute no. It wasn't as accepted as it is now. And so I was, not able to carry that pregnancy joyously. I had to carry it like a burden. And so then here I go with my second son. And a lot of people don't even know my story. And out here I go again. Oh, there she go, pregnant again. You can't let everybody in there raw candy. Though, those were
Real
things
talk.
that were said to me. And so here I am. I'm carrying a burden, not life. I was carrying another burden. And so I continued that. And then I got married, and I thought that would be the fix it where people would quit judging me with their words, but never supporting me with their actions. And so I was like, okay, I'm married now. Okay, we done had this miracle baby because the doctor said, your baby days are over. I was kind of fine with that, but, however, God work in mysterious ways. But I kept getting cysts on my ovaries. I was getting cysts. So we started talking hysterectomy. And I told my husband, I'm not going to be able to give you no more kids. And he was like, well, okay, I got enough, which he did. So we was okay with that. And then, I tell you, I had a car accident and I started hurting. And I never forget, my mom was like, I think you should take a test. And I was like, no, Ma, I had done diagnosed myself, y'all, with, what is that? Is it irritable bowel syndrome, y'all? I had diagnosed myself. That's what was wrong with me. I was stressed out. And even my husband, I'm not spending no money. We got bills. I ain't spending no money on no tests. No need. Like, that's where our heads were. So I had ended up in the emergency room because I thought the cysts were, starting to grow, and I was in a lot of pain. And I'll never forget this day, the doctor came and she got really close to my face. I don't understand why she had to get that close to my face, but she got really close to my face and she whispered and she was like, your blood test came back positive. And I was like, what? And so I'm looking at my husband like, what blood test? What positive? Like, what's she talking about? And so she was like, your pregnancy test. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, that's not right. And my husband's like, yeah, no, she can't have kids. And so I was like, I used to watch this show where they had mixed up people's charts. And, so I'm like explaining to her, that's probably what's going on, mixed me up, with somebody. And she was like, yeah, okay, we're going to, do an ultrasound. And when we did the ultrasound, y'all, there was no cyst there. I had cyst on top of cyst on top of cyst, and there was absolutely no cyst but a baby that began to turn my life. But sometimes it's what I was speaking about on a previous conversation, is sometimes we perceive things incorrectly, or we allow people to show us a vision, and they're not the visionary. God is your visionary. So people can't show you a vision and make it plain. Only person that can do that is God. And see, sometimes we get off of focus because we look at people to provide us with the vision, and they're not the ones in place for that.
That's right.
And so that's exactly what I did. So here I go, pregnant again, and you know exactly what I got. Here she go again. Pregnant again. You need to get your tubes tied. Not the fact that a miracle was happening. Not the fact that people and the doctors that went to school for the knowledge were proven wrong. Not none of that. But the fact that the only thing I seemed to be good at was having babies, and that needed to stop. Not the fact that I was taking care of them without the help of the individuals that had things to say, but that was it. So that was it. So here I go, carrying another burden. And so I carried it stressfully. And so all my pregnancies were preterm because I couldn't hold my babies. I couldn't hold my babies to term. And see, I'm finna go somewhere with that. I'm finna go somewhere with that and empower you. And we're gonna go in a spiritual realm when it comes to having premature babies, because that happens in our plans and our goals in life that we have when we're impregnated with these envisions and these goals that we're supposed to have, but we allow people to be our visionary and not God, and so we're having premature labor just like I did. So here I go. I have my son, and everybody doesn't listen to the doctor, okay? And so I was one of the ones. Me and my husband, we didn't listen to the doctor to say. He said, don't, be intimate for a certain amount of time. And sometimes we just don't listen. Like, oh, it'll be okay. Well, what can happen? And so now here we go. Definitely unplanned, another baby is on the way. But this time I could not fathom carrying another burden. So I was ashamed immediately, to the point where we talked about terminating the pregnancy. I can't be judged anymore. I don't want to go through that anymore. I want people to see me more than just having kids. I know I can be better than that. I know I'm worth more than that. So let's just erase it, so that I can have a chance for people. There we go. Them visionaries, them imitation visionaries, to see me in a different vision. Give me a different vision. Okay. And so here we go. And we are, at that point. And so finally got to, my mom, and she said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What we don't do is terminate pregnancies. That's what we don't do. And so, you will have worse consequences to do that, knowing that are supposed to carry this baby. So I'm like, you know what? You're probably right. I probably will have all kind of nightmares. You're probably right. So as soon as I had made the decision that I was going to keep this baby, y'all, I was coming home and this car ran the stop sign. And they ran the stop sign and hit me, sideswiped me right in the driver's side. So I went in somebody else's yard. I was like 3 seconds from the house. And all my husband's lawn care equipment was coming up to the front, and everything. And so I'm in this accident. They send me, to the hospital or whatever. Now that first night, everything was okay. I was hurting, but not too bad. The next day, I'm sitting on the couch, and I could tell something is coming out of me, but I didn't want to startle my kids. And so I tried to get up as calmly as I could, and I went into the bathroom, and it was blood just gushing down my legs. So I called my mother and my grandmother just for them to clarify what was going on. I had a feeling, but I just needed clarity that just maybe it wasn't what I thought it was. Not, especially not after, come on, God, I just decided I wanted this, and now it's getting taken from me, And so I will never forget that day. I'm in the bathroom by myself, and the words I got was, brace yourself. It's happening. I was miscarrying in this bathroom by myself. So I don't know what made me put my hand down there, but I take my hand down there. I had a little urge to push, and a sack is in my hand. I took a picture and I sent it to my mother and my grandmother. Yes, we probably have sent some of the nastiest pictures to each other, but I sent it, and my grandmother is really good in the medical field. She was in there for 40 years, and so she confirmed that that's what was happening. So I called my husband, and I'm now hysterical, but he's always calm. He's always been calm. As I'm always hysterical, he can be calm, and sometimes it can be a little frustrating. to have him calm because I don't understand, his calm, like he doesn't understand. Why are you so hysterical? So he takes me, to the hospital, and we're at the hospital, and I say it was a lot of blood. Doctors are starting to run in, and I'll never forget the nurse. She held my hand. She was like, I'm going to hold your hand through this. The doctor said, if it's happening, it's nothing we can do, to prevent it. And I just so happened in all this chaos, all this commotion going on, I just so happened to have looked over to my right. As I look over to my right, my husband is sitting in the chair, kind of down in the chair with his leg crossed. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, like what is, what is wrong with you? Like, do you know what is going on? What is wrong with you? I know what's wrong with you. You didn't want this baby. You didn't want, and I'm just, getting hysterical. And he was like, no, he said, you need to look at me. And he said, I'm not going to get where you are. You need to get where I am, because I know everything's going to be all right. I know we're going to have a baby. And so I'm just like, like how is he there? How can he, be there? And these doctors, that's what I'm talking about. These visionaries, they're giving me this vision that is happening. So when she did an ultrasound, I ended up still having one baby in there. So come to find out, I was having twins. And so the doctor is like, okay, right now, this baby is heartbeat is fine. It still has a heartbeat. It's fine. But if you continue to bleed, you're going to have to come back. And so, anyway, to make my story a little short, because I've been through a lot in my life. And so I probably could go on for hours and hours about it. So make a long story short, I did continue to bleed. I went back the next day with my mom. It was me and my mom, and she can vouch for this. You probably would have to be a fly on the wall to believe the words that I'm telling you. But when I went back, I will never forget that day. That doctor did the ultrasound, and it was empty. It was nothing. I heard nothing. And she said, I'm sorry, Miss Robinson. It's no baby, no heartbeat, no baby. That's what she said. So I'm just like, okay, God, now I done lost two babies. And, and instead of me getting consoled, or instead of anybody ever saying, it's okay to grieve, or it's okay to hurt, it's okay to cry about this, because of how the vision for me was perceived from people, it was, okay. What you gonna do? Oh, you will be all right. Because that's what we do as a culture of women. We don't take those things and get our mental state right. We don't grieve it. We just move on. But we don't really move on. We just dragging it behind us. And because it's behind us, we don't see it all the time. So we think we done moved on, but we really haven't. And that's how the enemy is able to pull it back up and reuse it. So anyway, so they tell you I don't have no baby. So the next day, I'm like, okay, I'm still hurting. Something must have been left in there. They're going to have to dig some stuff out. So instead of going to Greenville Memorial, I went to St. Francis. St. Francis put me on this IV. Maybe she got an infection. I don't know. The doctor ordered an ultrasound. I was really mad at her for that, because I felt like she was just punishing me that I didn't have any babies anymore. So they take me to the ultrasound. I'm looking the other way because I don't want to go through this again. And I keep having to go through it. I feel like alone. And so the lady doing the ultrasound, she goes, Miss Robinson, who told you didn't have a baby? I said, Grandma Memorial told me that last night, ma'am, just last night. And she says, well, that was wrong. Not only do you have a baby, but the heart rate is at 154. I'll never forget those numbers. So I called my mom and I was like, Mama, you won't never believe this. You won't never believe this. So I'm telling her, and she had to pull over. And she said, we prayed for that her and some young ladies were praying that God put my baby back. Now, you believe what you want to believe, but she's here and she's two. So, if you want to know about a miracle, I'm telling you, I'm raising one, because she fought to get here. And so she has fight in her. However, even though I was grateful for that, I still carried that burden of the loss of that baby. And I carried it even to recently, where I felt like because we as mothers are to nurture the seed, and I didn't nurture my seed right because I carried it like it was a burden. So because I carried it like it was a burden and not life growing inside of me, it was too weak to fight to live. And so I had to deal with that thing. And I had to get help with that thing, because it gets me to the point where it's emotional for others to tell me about going through pregnancies or not wanting to go through pregnancies, or just things like that. And I just say, God, if you just had gave me one more chance, I would carry them doggone twins with the smile on my face, rub my belly. Anybody that looked at me crazy, what's wrong? You want to rub my belly? Touch the baby right here. Look, he poking out right there. Hey, took it. I would have did all of that, all of that. And so now that when people come with their imitation visions, I have a different type of message. I have a different type of response. God gave me 4 kids on purpose, because I'm able to do and be successful in my career and in my talents and in my business, because I'm able to manage 4 babies. And because they are all different and I can manage them, I can multitask. You see where I'm going with that? So I can multitask, and I'm able to do that. And now people are seeing, wow, Leandria did that. Wow, Leandria did that in this short amount of time. How did she do it? Because she's a mother of 4. That's my vision, and I made it plain. And you have to make it plain too. Don't let people's imitation visions for you deter your life and where you're supposed to go. Don't have premature births because of these imitation visions. You have to have your spiritual focus that my partner is going to go into, because I think I done went on a little tangent here.
And so get it out, sister.
So we're going
you just have to release
pull it back in.
And then that just goes into the spiritual focus. And that's where it all boils down to. To many of us, our beliefs are essential to how we live our life. Our spiritual focus is a positive influence. And when you can get that spiritual influence that you need and not allow other people to take it away from you, then you can have a positive way, and then you can forgive those weak links, those visionaries, those naysayers. Those are weak links. So we say that to say sometimes spiritually goes into a more organized religion, and that's not what we're talking about. You got to have your own spirituality, and it's something that drives you to do good, to do right, and do what's moral. Then that's a positive influence.
Yes.
All right. So, and that even ties into managing stress. You can have good stress, you can have destructive stress, and you can have chronic stress. And I think you went through all of them.
Yeah, I think I did.
Because the good stress, it helps us be creative, have tenacity, and have an interest in the life that we're living. But when that destructive stress takes over, it threatens you mentally, emotionally, physically, where they had said that you had lost your baby, but actually you had not. Because tests can be wrong. So I have 5 kids. I lost 2, but I had 5 that lived. So again, that is a mental thing, and it adds to stress. And then if that stress becomes chronic, that can lead to all kind of health issues. So try to find something that gives you peace of mind, whether it's to meditate. Some people do breathing, deep breathing, chanting. But you have to find an outlet that relaxes you. So sometimes when I want to soothe myself, I use this word, woosah. Woosah. So we're going to continue on to maintaining a steady body weight. Stop being on that roller coaster, that up and down, weight up, weight down, weight up, weight down. We call that the roller coaster effect, and that is not healthy. Next to not smoking, we want to do things to help us stay healthy and live longer. So that extra weight, especially that extra weight we sometimes carry around the belly, is not good. We got to learn to eat a variety of healthy foods. Something well balanced and well prepared. And I'm one to quickly stop at a fast food place and pick up something instead of trying to plan my meals out during the week. And I know my partner here can elaborate on planning meals because she's doing a fantastic job on balancing her meals and planning out what she's going to eat every day.
Yes, yes. So I definitely going to keep uploading tips. So keep looking for those healthy tips, and especially the tea. Right now I'm doing a detox cleansing tea. I'm all about natural, and I'm going to have my dad, and I'm going to interview my dad sooner or later. I don't know if you guys saw that Facebook Live. I was chasing him and fell. Trying to get an interview.
But you got up, though. You got up. You didn't turn your camera off.
I sure didn't. I said, y'all want real? Here you go. I done bust my knee.
That's what we want, real.
Trying to,
real talk.
No. So,
we're not perfect.
But he has some great strategies, natural ways, and they are less money than when you go into the doctor. You got to pay to go to the doctor, then they write in your prescription, and you got to go and pay. Even if you have insurance, you're still paying something for those pills, like water pills with your blood pressure medicine. He has ways to pull water off with the tea. So I had put some tips about a tea, especially green tea. If you drink green tea at night, it helps you burn fat while you sleep. And make sure you try a fresh lemon, not that lemon in the can or in the bottle. Not that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fresh lemon water 30 minutes before you put anything in your mouth. And that's another natural detox. So right now I've been detoxing with tea, and I have been getting good results. I've been told that, hey, you're starting to look really different now. And so that lets me know that it works. I'm also going to do some videos about some other products that I have been trying, just to let you know if they're working or not, especially my Sims that do work out. There is this thermal gel that I'm trying to help us to sweat and tighten in places, especially if you're like me who has C-sections. So you got that flap stomach. I call it my saggy dog. How to do that. I also wrap with saran wrap. I know several women may do that. And so I'm just going to do a few clippings on what I do and how, to do it. But tea is definitely natural and less costing. And so that's a very simple way to start this process.
Now, this next one, this is one of my favorites, alcohol. Now, don't get it twisted.
Alcohol.
Small amounts of alcohol. That don't mean you go home every day and drink a bottle of vodka or whatever your pleasure is.
Please don't drink a bottle of vodka.
Red wine. You drink some red wine in moderation, it can be very good for you. And then we had another key to healthy living is having a pet. Now, this is optional. And to me, and I'm not knocking the pet lovers, but to me, having a pet, as busy as my life is, that's just like having a small child. And right now with a busy life, I can't neglect a child, so I won't neglect my pet. So that is optional. And then we want to stay connected. Stay connected in the community. Stay connected with friends, family. Have conversation. That really boosts you spiritually and it helps you live longer. If you just live like what's that word? A hermit. How you gonna have any social ties with anybody? How you gonna keep that mind mentally sharp if you have nobody to talk to but yourself? Now, it's okay to talk to yourself, but when you start answering back, then you got a problem. So, another tip
I might have answered
is
back a few times.
when you help others, you help yourself. Volunteer. There's a lot of volunteer opportunities out here. It can be gratifying and it can be meaningful not only to you but to those that you help. And if you really help somebody, just seeing that look on their face is priceless. And at the end of the day, you not only help someone, but you help yourself. It gives you that deep down good soul feeling. And we had already talked about having a spiritual focus. So these are just some of the ideas that we came up with, that we talked about, that can tie into your daily lives. Because at the end of the day, you just want to live a queen's life.
Yes.
How about you, partner?
I helped my sister today, y'all. Did you?
I helped my sister today, y'all. Did you? Queen's life.
Queen's life.